song. It is Courting Session with me, Al, and my esteemed co-host, who's not, who's a little under the weather. That is Kelan Phillips,
Yeah,
Avenger only one. As a matter of
yeah,
fact, he might not be Avenger today. Anyway, the
yeah,
baby, we had a week with the baby. It started from the 25th of March. We had two games, the 25th, yeah. Two games, the
yeah.
25th. It was Cavs versus Tridents.
Mhm.
Cavs blew away the Tridents by 40. Bulls versus Bears. And Bulls won that by 20.
Yeah,
And then we had on the 27th, which was Friday,
yeah,
we had Finals beating Warriors,
mhm,
and then Celtics blown away Lakers.
yeah,
And we are now starting to see a little trend that is really, I'm a little scared for the Lakers. Then, lo and behold, on Sunday, first game, game one, Warriors versus Tridents. Tridents won their second game, and that is by 12.
yes,
So
sir.
I think Warriors will be the team going down. Who will join them now will be between the Bears and the Lakers. The Bears came back and then played with the Cavaliers. The Cavaliers beat them by 12. That game was rather close.
Yeah, up until the
Um,
last couple minutes of the fourth. Yeah,
right.
that was a good game.
So that is a surprise in there. And I think that is a scary thing for the Lakers. Because the Lakers then get blown by finals.
Yeah,
Only scoring 76 points, finally scoring 92. And then we had the big one, the game of the week, which everybody was looking forward to. Celtics versus Bulls. And Celtics actually won that game by 15. But as we spoke about last time, there is what a lot of people don't understand is the start that Celtics having. If you give a 31 points in the first quarter and you're down by double digits, but I think that it should freeze, you hardly will get back. So, um, you were in the driver's seat at that point, Kelan. So I can let you, I will let you
oh,
have a weigh in on that game. So tell me exactly what happened.
you said driver see it, one good car.
On your character.
Yeah, Celtics got off to a good start. Kudos to them. Bulls came out flat. Um, then got it together in the second quarter, and they were on. Bulls only down like three. However, they end the quarter strong. So then not Lakers, Celtics went up by I think 11 or either 12 or 11 or something around there to end the half, right? So then wanted Bulls to come up with some energy. Third quarter has been a struggle for us for a while, right? Been trying to find different ways to a better third quarter start. It still gotta find some ways, so it definitely did not happen in this game because it started out badly again. I didn't like the effort. I don't know if anyone was with those that were there. I didn't like the effort that I saw from the starters, so I pulled the starters. Um, I played the bench. Thought the bench would, show some energy, right? I didn't really care that it wasn't necessarily a point guard on the court. I just it is not a given that you just show up and expect like no matter how talented you are, it's not a given that you just show up and expect that you're gonna play good, right? You have to show effort, right? It is not a privilege or whatever. So they weren't showing effort, so I made that decision. Um, and like Celtics were up by a lot, and they were still playing harder than us, getting offensive rebounds, hustling to the ball and stuff like that. So that's I definitely did it like that. Um, but Darion had a good game, had 20 points, 8 rebounds. Darren, usual stuff, 16, 8. Jared had a good game off the bench, 16 and 9. And then CSAC, who's been playing very well this season, scoring very efficiently. He had 19 points on like 8 or 12 shooting, right? Their starters didn't really have to do much. And what we will highlight on our team is Manuel Ali. He had 18 points and 15 rebounds in 22 minutes off the bench. Telling them we're offensive rebound, right? Manny's a guy that don't matter the team, don't matter the situation, he is gonna play. He's one of the best like role players I ever see in my life. Like NBA, like we're gonna war with Manny for sure. Like it don't matter who it is, Manny can do all those little things, right? So I just thought that we didn't come out with the right energy. However, granted, it's not the end of the world. It's not, nobody won the Prem title today or yesterday. It's not the end of the world. It's still we got Cavs on Wednesday. That should be once again another good game, even though Devron got a little injury in that Bears game. We'll obviously have to see his status for um the Wednesday game. I believe is the same hamstring that he had pulled up a little bit in the second game of the final.
The final. It was the
Yeah,
hamstring. I thought it was ankle.
I thought I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that it wasn't hamstring, but he after that Bears game, he went on a fast break trying to get back on defense, and he started to pull up a little bit. So
Okay.
by the end, so we just have to see his status thing. Hopefully, you don't wish injuries or bad health for anyone. So I hope that he is doing better, and even if he does miss this game, that he will come back by time playoffs are getting ready for the playoffs, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, that was my take on the game. If you will also see um later on the show talking about my bad day, and yeah, that
Yeah.
this
Yes.
is definitely part
Okay.
of it.
We shall wait and see. We shall wait and see. Right. So it's interesting. So now I would think. I mean, pundits would obviously have now the Celtics to be odds-on favorite to take this crown.
Yeah.
Um, but we'll see. As you said, no one won the championship that evening,
Mhm.
and you still have to play a best of three and then a best of five to
Correct.
actually win. So, but I think that Celtics is in the driver's seat,
Mm-hmm.
and they have their destiny in their hands, so they will decide what they'll do. So they can sweep the titles this year. So we'll see what happens. Right. So that was the game of the week. The Bulls. That was a recap of the day there. But then we had the player of the week. Now, player of the week, I had to really dig deep to see who was the player of the week. And one of the stats, I went a look through the stats, and the player of the week for the week ending, and our week is usually end on Sunday, which is the 29th.
Mm-hmm.
The player of the week was from the Penlands, and that is Carl Thorpe. He scored 49 points in the week, and he was very efficient at his 49 points. Actually, his efficiency was better than, I think Davron scored 58, but his efficiency was not as good as Carroll. So Carroll won the court in session player of the week. And just to remind him that he's only getting kudos from court in session, nothing will be coming, no gifts.
Yeah.
So,
Actually,
so we
looking at the
got,
two games that he had third, he had a triple double, and on the Warriors game, yeah, he had 30. If I'm not mistaken, he had 30, 15, and 10. And
yeah,
then the second game against Lakers in the week, he had 19 and 21 rebounds and 6 assists. So
yeah,
he had a very good week. He
he
had a
had
very
a
good
very
week.
good week. So we got some games to look forward to. We have the this coming week will be, I think, Cavaliers versus Bulls.
Yeah.
And then and I am not sure.
It's Planners and Celtics is right before that. So it's basically four playoff teams right now.
Oh yes.
Yeah, yeah,
So
because
that should be that. This should be interesting. Me, I'm
yeah,
still looking forward to that game, Bears versus Lakers,
Lakers. Yeah, me too. Yeah,
because whoever wins that game will stay up,
correct.
and who loses goes down.
Yeah,
Right now, if you had good money, you would be betting on the Bears because they seem to be playing very well.
yeah,
But I would not count out Lakers because they have two two very good shooters. You just gotta hope that everybody healed by the time that Bears game come around.
yeah,
If everybody's healed by the time that Bears game come around, I don't think they can compete. But if they're short-handed again, Bears will take them out, and
yeah.
that will not spell very good for the Lakers. So that's it for the NBA segment. Up next, we'll be joined by none other than the Bajan Scout, Alan Pinkett. Yes, and joining us is the Major Scout, Alan Pinder. And we are still here with Kelan Phillips. That is the Avenger only one. Yeah, Alan. No, last week, last week, I think it was Isaiah Thomas joins one of some podcasts. I can't remember which one it was, but he was saying that if you took KD and plug it into the Bulls of the Michael Jordan Bulls, that there was still one playing with the people that he played with, there was still won 6 championships. I got my own opinion about that, but I want to hear yours.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's interesting because even though Isaiah Thomas doesn't have a lot of love for Jordan and those old school Bulls, but he's in a unique position versus most of the other guys Jordan played against. In that, yeah, she beat him multiple times, and his Pistons teams were famous for beating down Jordan's Bulls for quite a bit. So I guess he has a bit of bragging rights over Jordan, and one of the few people that have bragging rights over Jordan. So he brings us some of these points, but I think he actually may have a bit of a point here, even though KD is not the caliber of player that Jordan is. In '93, Jordan retired. They didn't trade Jordan. Bulls didn't trade Jordan. They just basically took him off the roster. And that team almost got to the Eastern Conference Finals the next year with Pippen leading that team and doing a pretty good job of it. So, and then again, once they got Jordan back, really good players around him. You had Pippen, defensive guy with Dennis Rodman, excellent rebounder, sharpshooter with Steve Kerr. I'm not sure about the 6 championships, but I think they could have potentially gone on that next repeat if you plug KD in with his offensive production instead of Jordan. Even though he's not the caliber player Jordan was, I just think the Bulls team around him was that strong. I mean, they did win 73 games and had that regular season record for quite a bit. So I think there's some similarities between that and the Golden State Warriors when KD joined that Golden State Warriors team. That you had a great guy Pippen. I mean, he's not on Steph's level, but you have a team that was really strong and KD was able to join and essentially just do what he loves to do with score. I think in this situation, you had a lot of defensive talent on that Bulls team and offensive talent and shooting around KD that you could have plugged around Jordan, that you could have plugged KD in for Jordan. And particularly the old rules with the illegal defense of having to match with him one-on-one. I think, I'm not sure about the first 3 championships, but I think definitely the last 3, he could have won 3 straight on that second three-peat.
What do you think, Kelan?
Yeah, I don't think 6. Um, I saw a comment that somebody said not 6, but it would have been 8 because KD loving basketball so much would have never retired. He would have just gone for the he would have gone straight through. He would have gone straight through. But I don't think the first 3 either. I think the second 3 because at that point Jordan was more so asked to carry a lot more of the offensive load in terms of scoring. And obviously that is KD's specialty, one of the best scorers in history. So I think as Alan pointed out, with the rules and not being able to not being able to help so heavily, it would have to be a hard double.
Yeah.
And I think Jordan just focused a lot more on scoring in that second repeat. I think it's very possible that the second one could have happened. Not saying that it would have, because one thing that I realized is that the teams, especially the dynastic teams, they take on the identity of your superstar, right? If you look at the Warriors, they could be turnover prone, fun, or whatever. That's what Steph Curry is. Exciting, shooting a lot of threes. That's what Curry is. Showtime Lakers, Magic, fancy, flashy. That's what Showtime was. Celtics, yeah, Larry had some flair or whatever, but that team was more blue collar, hardworking, that type of thing. And Jordan's Bulls was relentless. Same like Jordan. Defensive money, yes, but like they were relentless. They were always attacking, right? So it'd be interesting to see what that team's makeup would be if it wasn't Jordan, right? That's the first thing. Second thing, that first repeat, sorry. Yeah, I'm not sure that them winning that first repeat. That first retreat with Jordan, I think that was the peak of basketball. I think that was Jordan at his absolute best. And me personally, I don't think any player has reached that peak ever. Right? I don't think that player has reached that peak ever. Right? So I think for that first repeat, nah. I don't I'm not sure about that one because Jordan at that time was on another level defensively too. Right? So it was another point that Alan because Isaiah is such a hater, right? I know that he's saying this to try to slight Jordan, right? Because I know that it's not necessarily just coming from just a wholesome place, right? But you could make that case for any superstar or like any of like the best players in history to be to like say that for almost all of the dynasties. Like if you put Jordan in the 60s or whatever, he went 11 straight too. Sorry, not 11 straight, but he went 11 titles too. If you put Steph Curry with Showtime, the with Kareem, he probably got 5 titles too. If you put Jordan with like a more modern team, he probably got 5, 6 champions. I just think that with certain like all-time top 10 talents, you could make that case for most of them if you just plug them in to um like previous teams that they would win titles too. So I don't know about 6, but I'm pretty sure they win at probably maybe 2
Yeah,
at minimum.
I think he was more so talking about KD because I'm not sure you can plug KD necessarily into every team,
Not every, but like you could
every
do it
dynasty team. So
for some
yeah, I think
dynasties.
yeah, for Jordan, yeah, you can put Jordan on any team and it's a wrap. But
Is dynasty correct?
yeah, but I think with like subbing KD in for like on the LeBron Cavs team or on those Heat teams, I'm not sure if it may work quite as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think particularly KD, I think with him passing, I think because he had passed Jordan on his scorer list.
Yeah.
So yeah, with some like KD and some of the other teams, I think it may be a little bit challenged. But yeah, I think on a really good team, particularly when KD doesn't have to be that leader. You know, KD hasn't. Yeah, he's not really good in terms of his leadership potential on certain teams, and
Yeah.
that's why I felt that both seem to will Phil Jackson be his master and having such a big role and as being helping to be a leader on that team. You know, it helped him out similar with the Warriors because he didn't have to be a leader on the Warriors at all. You know, already has Steph there.
Yeah.
He had that leadership structure with Steph, Draymond, and Steve Kerr, so he could just
Just
fit in
play
that score.
basketball. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have a different spin on it because first thing you think that Isaiah Thomas is a hitter, and you gotta let go, man. Jeez, oh, man, you gotta let. I mean, like this is not yours, no man. You gotta let go. He and Jordan, because Jordan got the same problem.
Yeah, they may
They
ever
gotta
let
let
that
go,
go.
man. Jeez, oh,
They may ever let that go.
it's too long. It's too long now.
Yeah, I
right?
let that go.
You go like take it to lunch now and then, but just stop, talking folly. Because I can tell you the truth. Would KD make Steve Kerr be Steve Kerr? KD doesn't, to me, KD don't have that like making people really better around him. He could plug into anything and score anyhow. But does he really make people better? That's what I want. Because when Steve Kerr went down by Spurs, he was like also ran. You understand? Before he get the Bulls, he was also ran. Right? But when he get the Bulls, then he would put his, like he had his spots. Right? I'm playing with Jordan. I mean, like gravity that he used to, all the people that could be around him, then he was able to get some free shots. But what I'm saying is, would KD make those players better? 'Cause all the talk Pepe went down by where was he went Portland, but by that time you need had one foot. But I mean, Pepe even when Jordan left, you said they almost get to, but remember they bring the boy from it was Kukoc, from
Tony
Yeah,
Kukoc.
coach on the team.
Yeah.
I think they bring him from New
Croatia.
York. So
Yeah.
I am saying maybe KD went free, but I don't think to say to plug in that he will win 6 championships. I don't think that will be close.
Yeah.
Because like as you said, Kelan, like your teams take on your leader, the sort of charisma of your leader. Now, if KD and that team, do you want Rodman? Do you want Pippen? I mean, they will be useful, but I mean, will you go and get them? Will you go and get a Luke Longley, or will you go and get, those other players that would complement Jordan, right? Because don't forget, Jordan was on teams where they get beat in the first round, right? Because I know we forget.
I actually think
Jordan didn't start at 6.
Yeah.
He gets 6 after like 8 years or something.
Yeah,
You understand?
I actually think that Pippen might actually have a bigger role with Katie because Jordan was a better playmaker than Pippen, right? So like I always think Katie needs a playmaker next to him, right? I think Katie's be at his best when he has playmakers next to him. When he is forced to be the main playmaker, the results are not the best, right? So, and that's where they're struggling at Rockets now because teams forcing KD to be a playmaker, and that's not his strong suit. So, like, if it is that he has a playmaker next to him, it might be better. But so Pippen might have to take on more of a role if KD was on the team.
Okay.
I think Pippen's capable.
Hey, no. I ain't saying
I
that
think
he
he's
can.
capable.
I'm just saying that he would probably have to.
I ain't got the bad
For
words
sure.
Pippen. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Pippen got his own problem too, but I'm saying I ain't got the bad words Pippen. He played his role very well. He was the best number 2 man ever. You understand what I mean? So I would not Pippen for anything that he did or didn't do.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is, like I just think Isaiah Thomas God just got let go, man. She's not good. I mean, you get agree for that same that sort. I just don't get it. It's tiring. It's tiring watching. So I can imagine what it is living it. That's probably tiring.
Not for him. He is to his grave. To his grave, he is going down.
Apparently. All right. So that is the KD MJ Isaiah Thomas saga. Now, the MVPs. Now I know I saw a clip with Lucas saying he doesn't know that he playing better and he going further down the MVP poll. So let me look at the top 3 picks of the MVP with your top 3 picks and for the rookie of the year. So I start with you, Kelan. These are your top 3 picks MVP.
I give my bias my bias order first. I'm gonna my bias
I ain't
order.
care which order you give. Just give me top three.
My
And
You know
it
what's
bias
don't be
coming.
any order.
my bias order is Victor. Number two is Wembayama, and number three is Victor Wembayama. But if it being serious, I think she still has the advantage for as the number one, or even if it want to start. Actually, let me start at three. I think Luca would be third. Um, between that ideally, I think that's between Luca and Jokic. Don't want to undermine what Jokic is doing, as in terms of he's playing another almost 30-point triple double. I guess we getting numb to what Jokic is doing, but the Nuggets are not really as they're not playing as well as we think they should.
So Luca at
Um,
third or Joker at
yeah,
third?
I might put Luca at third. I might put Luca at third. There might be a little bit of water fatigue, not for me, but I guess teams like yeah. I don't. I guess Luca at third. No, Luca is saying that he's playing that the better he plays, that the further down the MVP ladder he goes. Well, is he now in fourth according to the NBA thing, or is he still in third? Because like if he's
I,
still in third,
I think he's around fourth on. I guess it depends. It
I,
depends on who we're looking at.
Yeah.
because like if he's third,
I think
right?
he's between third and fourth.
Okay, like I get okay, but like who is he gonna be over? Like his argument would be good if the other two were playing badly or the Spurs or the Thunder were losing games, right? OKC has won like they were on a big winning streak. They lost the other day, but then they're back to winning 2 games. So they're at least in their last 10, they're 9-1. But I know that over a bigger sample, so they only lost like one game. Spurs are literally like 23 and are 24-2 in their last 26 games. Right? And 23-1 in the last 24 games that Wemby played. Right? And it's not like Wemby's playing up like 10-12, right? He's putting up 20, both 24, 25, double digit rebounds and about 4 blocks, right? Um, and then SGA is just being SGA averaging 31, 4 and 6.5, well shooting 55% from the field as a guard. That shoots a lot of jumpers. Right? He's having one of the most efficient seasons ever. Right. So I would get Lucas' point if like they were playing badly and like he was playing great, the Lakers were winning games and they were slowly and like he was still going down. But the reality is that because I think someone said that I think it was obviously Nick, right, who was campaigning for Luca. He's saying like this is another year where like Luca's averaging 30 this and this, like, but it's gonna be on a team that's gonna win 50 plus games, but it's not gonna be MVP or stuff like that. And like yeah, but like you have to take each season on its merit. You can't just necessarily compare previous seasons to other seasons because it's like, oh, I think someone said that Jokic won MVP as the third seed, right? Yeah, but like the other teams, the team that finished first or well was only like one game ahead of him. Like it was a close race, right? And then
That's a lot
so
of context missing.
yeah, it's context missing. Like yes, Luca might finish third with 50, maybe like 52 or 53 wins or whatever. But he's potentially gonna have two teams that have 60 wins ahead of him. So you can't just compare it to say, oh, he finished third and he averaged this, and this, but yet he didn't win MVP. Like there is some context that has to be had for every individual season. Every season is not the same, so you can't judge every season the same. There are gonna be similarities between seasons, but you can't judge it directly off of just saying, oh, this happened in this year, so it must happen in this year. Or if not, the best player would win MVP in every single year. It changes. Some year you will have a year where Westbrook won MVP. Random people think that he shouldn't have, but he won it because he brought a historic um, record, which means the Miami Heat and Bam should probably win MVP because maybe he bought that 83 thing or whatever. But yeah, so I
Like a base
don't see,
trophy.
yeah, I don't see a case for where Luca could win MVP. I don't even see a case for Luca being second, right? Like Wemby, the way how his defense is, the Spurs on pace to win 60 plus games. I don't see how he finishes. I actually think I think the only way that Spurs win that Wemby wins MVP is if Spurs get the 1 seed. I think if OKC loses 2-3 games and Spurs because OKC has a more difficult schedule to finish, like one of the harder schedules to finish because they started the season really easy. And Spurs has one of the easiest schedules to finish because they had a middle where it was really difficult. So if OKC drops 2 games because Spurs have a tiebreaker, Spurs win a lot of their games ending, and then Spurs get the 1 seed, even if it's by 1 or 2 games. I think that is a bigger case for Wemby winning MVP because there's no like, all right, a team that was scheduled to be playing no is the 1 seed, 60 plus wins, and you got a defensive player of the year person averaging about 25, 11 with that type of thing. I think that would be a good case for him winning MVP. Not saying that he would, but I think that would be their best case for Wemby to win MVP.
Yeah, Alan, what was your tree? You're similar with your tree? Yeah. I find it difficult, that unless you can tell me something strange.
Like Siakam for the MVP.
Siakam.
Yes. Diagno's in my top three.
He's not through walk though.
No, I mean, actually, NBA.com, they have their top three as Victor as number one right now, actually. SJ, Jokic, and then Luka.
Okay.
Mention what we said about Luka earlier, that Luka feels he's going down the better he's playing. I think what he's kind of missing is that he was kind of under a lot of negative pressure early in the season. So the better he's playing, he's now trying to really get his way and climb up. I think he was in a bit of a hole. Even though he was playing and put up some good stats, there was a lot of questions about him early with his defensive effort and technical fouls and, complaining to the referees and not getting back on defense because he's just there talking to referees constantly and stuff like that. So I think he had a lot of negativity going against him early on the season. And now that he's playing extremely well and the Lakers are playing really well, it's working out well for him. So I think if he probably was a little bad to start the season, I think he would have been a less of a hole. I think he would have been probably rising a little higher. But for me, yeah, I have SG as the top guy right now. Number two for me, I can see the case of Wemby. I still kind of taking Joker at number two. Wemby is again having an excellent year, as Kelan said. Didn't expect the Spurs to do this well, and they're only this good primarily because of Wemby. The only slight knock, again, when we talk about MVP and top three, is small margins. But I think the only slight knock I'll have against Wemby is what people have mentioned recently about the minutes and that he's LeBron James and Cade are not going to be eligible for any season awards, and they played more minutes than Wemby has so far this season. So, but Wemby's just been that impactful, even in some of the reduced minutes that he's played. I think his plus minus is only second to SGA, really. So,
and the net rating is first. Yeah, the net rating overall is first. It's first in the year.
Yeah. So, the only other thing, which again I don't subscribe to as much, but I've heard some people mention is that when Wemby wasn't playing, the Spurs were still pretty good without him as well.
That's a bad argument because Thunder and all them we see him. So
yeah, that's actually hasn't really missed many games, right? So I think Wemby have missed a few more than him, but yeah, that's just, it's not an argument I subscribe to. People talk about that. I don't think you should get penalized because your team is wrong. Penalizing the game because your team around you is good, But I guess that works really well for Joker. A couple of years ago when the team was struggling on him, and Joker minutes were like a huge issue. So, but yeah, I will have actually number one. I still think I might have Joker slight ahead. Again, his overall production is just pretty crazy. He's still leading the league in assists and rebounds, but But yeah, I think if the Nuggets don't improve team ways and if finish near that playing like fifth, sixth, and the Spurs continue to hold on to second or potentially get first, yeah, I think I could probably definitely I could move Wemby up above Joker, but I'm probably moving ahead of SGA right now. But yeah, to me, Luka's so far. To me, Luka isn't cracking the top three. To me, the early season struggles. I mean, he was really good offensively, but both sides of the ball and some of the lackadaisicalness on defense, yeah, that's a bit of a problem for me. So I want to have him in top three, but he's definitely a number four. So and then he wants to put together a more complete season, and the team is also doing well.
Mm.
He would be up there for MVP. But a lot of people were definitely looking for him to be MVP this year, particularly with Luka coming in shape, motivation
Yeah.
for the trade. But yeah, I think SGA, Joker, and Wemby are definitely top three right now. And I think you'll probably finish with SGA and Wemby as the top two.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I can't argue on those points. So let me go to rookie of the year. Okay. I start you, Alan. Rookie of the year. Your top three rookie of the year.
Yeah, to me, Kuba Fly is inevitable right now. I think Kuba Fly, he's just played too well this year. I wasn't expecting to be this good offensively because, yeah, a lot. The main thing with him is that he's going to be excellent at defense and the offense will catch up. But the offense has caught up pretty well, pretty quickly, a lot quicker than a lot of people that expected. So, I got Kuba Fly as number one. Colin Knipple, I think he's the easy number two. I wouldn't put. I think some people are potentially thinking about him as number one based on your team success, but I think team success for on a rookie on a rookie vote is a little much. I would just go strictly individual production. He's been having an excellent season, particularly shooting ways, but I don't think he could as well Cooper as that. I really like Vijay Edgecombe. I think if he was probably on a worse team, he will get to showcase himself a little bit more. I mean, he had a really good stretch recently when all the guys were out. When Tyrese Maxey was out, and Embiid and Paul George, and he was really showing some really interesting, a lot during that stretch. So I think if he was on a team, say like how Cooper could get the ball every time down, if he was on a team like that throughout the entire year, I think he probably would be number two. But yeah, given that his role obviously is a little more reduced because he has to fit into a good team or a decent team, I should say. I think that's going to lock him in at third. So that's my top three.
Oh, you can. Your top three.
Yeah, my top three is the same. The only argument I would make for someone getting that third spot would be like the same way how you argue for VJ if it was his team or whatever the numbers that he could put up. I feel the same way for Dylan Harper on the Spurs. Like, I still have him fourth, yes, but I think that because he deals with having two people directly at his position in Castle and Fox, right? It
Yeah,
makes
that's
him
great.
it makes it really difficult. And like he's having a very efficient season, especially at the rim. Like he's one of the most efficient finishing guards or actually players at the rim, period, as a rookie, which is pretty impressive, right? Nobody doesn't usually like as a rookie come in that good of a finisher. His 3-point percentage has improved a lot since the beginning of the season. Like it was really bad, but it seems like he's starting to find his 3-point touch. Yeah, so like that's the only argument that you could make for him being third. But yeah, I think Cooper at one, Khan at two. It's gonna be unfortunate because Khan is having such a great efficient season. He's having one of the most efficient seasons shooting wise ever. And he's coming in as a rookie and knowing that like it's pretty impressive. VJ at the finishing three, like those that I think that forward, like they gonna make first team all rookie for sure. But yeah, Cooper I didn't think Cooper would be this good offensively either. 3-point still needs some work, but him putting up these numbers while still his 3-pointer not really being that good. Turnovers ain't really that bad. As a forward rookie, not even just a point guard rookie, I think is very impressive. And yeah, I never subscribed to the whole record meaning something in rookie of the year. If that's the case, that means that sometimes the 23rd pick that somehow get on a good team and somehow put up 10 points should win rookie of the year because his team wins 6 games. Yeah, no, definitely not. And like record should never like funny time like that whole thing with Braun and Melo,
Melo.
where Melo was on the better team, has similar records, and they didn't factor in the fact that Melo team made the playoffs and Braun's didn't. I was like, yeah, record is never going to mean never. Record is never going to. I should never mean anything when it comes to the
Yeah,
rookie of the
but
year.
also, I think what happened, what's his name won rookie of the year, rookie of the month for all 12 months. And then Broadway rookie of the year.
But here's the thing. What people don't really remember is that Braun also won Rookie of the Month. Remember, it's the East and West. So
Yeah.
Melo won all of his on the West side. Braun won all of his on
Mm.
the EC. Now, personally, I do think that. Well, not trying to get into that argument, but I do think that Melo probably should have won a Rookie of the Year. I'm not even kidding. I think Melo should have probably won Rookie of the Year that year. Don't care if Braun won it. Really don't. Please, if any Gundy Braun fans, don't fight me. It's not the end of the world. I don't care. I do not care. Right? But yeah, I don't think record should really play like rookies. The good rookies are usually drafted onto bad teams. So it's not expected that the team be good. If you know what I'm saying. So like
I agree. When it comes to rookie of the year, I don't think you should be saying anything about the teammate thing. It's really the production of the rookie, how he fit in, and it seems that Fly got done covered, using that analogy. Right? But yeah, it was being very interesting. What's even going to be more interesting is after this new draft class that's coming in. Because I really want to see. Because me, I am real. I am not. I always look at draft picks and drafts as mythical beings because you have people think will do a lot and they do little, and then you have people say they do little and they do a lot. So I am not one of those guys that say, oh, this draft class is the best class and blah, 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 blah. I always look to wait and see how this can work out because everybody start, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So we will see how this draft class go, but based solely on what's happening in college, this draft class is going to be very interesting. Very, very interesting. And I want to see how that can work out. Not only about rookie of the year, but also how they will fit in the teams and if they can really produce and that sort of stuff. And I really can't wait for that. So right now I really want for the complete the playoffs to finish. Somebody really cut and let me hear what happens when we get drafted.
True.
Anyway, right. Next, is the pick 5. You always have to go to pick 5. And I must admit, again, that Alan this time had a full slate, 5 or 5. I have 4 or 5, and Kelan had 3 or 5.
But
apparently it's going to be my turn next week to do 5 on 5 because based on how these things go.
Again about this week. Again about this week.
Okay, right. Well, it worked right. Right. So the first game on Tuesday, 31st of March. Last day of March. Charlotte at Brooklyn.
Charlotte. Let's go Hornets.
Okay. Everybody go for your Hornets.
Yeah.
And then on Wednesday, Indiana at Chicago. I like Indiana, although you know that thinking.
The only reason why that's gonna be interesting is because like the Bulls finding some ways to lose some games. Like they had a fast break layup, time was running out, and Trey Jones. And like the only thing here that you could do here is layup. Man pass it off, time run out, and then the other man layup. Like they finding new ways to tank and lose games. But it's still new cases.
And Indiana missing 2 free throws.
At the end of the game, like I'm not gonna lie, like teams are finding really interesting ways to lose games ethically.
On both sides,
because two teams can't play and all of them lose. So somebody go.
Well, you know, they had a draw down here in BABA, so you never know.
Draws an option.
It draws an
No,
option.
NBA. Draws not option NBA.
Yeah, boy.
So
I'll go with Indy.
you got
I'll go with Indy.
you got with Kelan?
I give it. I give both. I give both. I think Pierce won't lose.
Yeah, I can go with both. Thursday, Cleveland is at GSW, Golden State Warriors, Cleveland. It should be interesting.
I think Cavs. The only way that would be interesting is if Steph Curry is came back, which is I think he may be coming back.
He might be back soon.
He might be coming back this week. Actually, I think maybe the Spurs or maybe this Cavs game is one that they might be targeting, but I can still go with the Cavs.
Yeah, I'll go with Cavs. They figure he should be on a heavy minutes restriction.
Okay.
Yeah,
If they're not smart, so yeah.
they're probably ramping up onto the later.
Conventional wisdom suggests to go with the Cavs, so I can go with GSW.
Watch Curry drop 50 now.
Then Boston is at Milwaukee on Friday.
I remember the days when this was a good matchup, but I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with the Celtics.
Yep.
Well,
Celtics here too. Celtics here as well.
I ain't gonna be Celtics too. And then Saturday, San Antonio. I put the name Kelan. And Denver.
Ooh.
That was a big game.
Yes, it is. Big game.
Battle for MVP number 2. Second place.
Nah, but then we can be the tie, and then we win this game. Then maybe the first seed. Yep, comment no.
I think Denver is starting to get healthy. I think they're looking for that as a statement game. So they trade Denver here.
Okay, so I'm going Denver. I can go with Denver just because the mud. You're a mud. So you don't never stop there, Kelan. This is no problem. You don't have a problem with that.
Poor guys.
So, of course, you know we have the call game. And I'll start with you, Kelan. Who do you call game on?
It's a bad I call game. All right? This is not a positive one. I call game on Kelan Phillip. I had a rough Sunday. I had a rough Sunday, right? Started out pretty decent. Caught Schoolboys got their second win.
Yes,
yeah, all right, cool. No good, right? And then Duke is playing UConn. I don't follow in the game. Duke is up 19. So, all right, cool, good. All right, whatever. Second game, third game in BABA, I am watching. Getting ready to start the Bulls game. Are you following me? I'm a little nervous because the lead starting to shrink. I get inside. Bulls, we gonna warm up, however. And they say, bounce the sun. Come and show me. Hey, you see this? I said, what? And I see you call pelt up a shot from almost half court and going in. And my head just went, and then Bulls proceeded to play absolute nonsense, and then Bulls get whacked. So I had a very bad evening. That started out good and then just went downhill very, very, very.
Which day was your birthday again?
It was Saturday, so luckily it was on my birthday.
Good thing, dude.
Yeah, boy. That was a bullet there.
Yeah.
That could have been a horrible birthday, but yeah.
So you call game on yourself.
Yeah,
that is remarkable.
That was bad.
Well, I call a game on Adam Silver. I know he's had a tough time with everything, with the gambling investigations and particularly for the NBA, particularly supposing to be dying and whatnot. But go again. He got some good news this week. The NBA report record numbers in attendance, ratings, and revenue for the season as it comes to the end. So I guess it seems the NBA will survive for another year. And until Twitter pronounces that again, but that maybe in the off season, the kind of season. But yeah, go again, and they're looking at that span, and when you expand, I think each team gets a few $1 billion in expansion fees. So
yeah.
So go again out of Silvers. It seems the league seems to be doing pretty well, and yes, surviving collapse somehow.
Okay. Well, I am not calling it on myself, nor I'm not calling it on Alex Silver, but I am calling it on St. Leonard's boys. St. Leonard's came fifth in the BSAC. But they had two very outstanding athletes, right? Alex Jones Eiffel and Jelino Hamlet.
Yeah, boy.
Right.
And
they broke records. They broke every race they ran. They broke.
Gain that coming, boy.
But what even more than that, then today, they have this little jingle off or sing off or chant off that they have rapping in school. St. Leonard's boys all won both categories. They won for the team and won single. Right? That was John Boss from St. Leonard's boys. So I watched BSAC, and I'm going to be honest with you, I enjoyed St. Leonard's, how they competed. I also enjoyed St. George. St. George had two athletes, and they finished with the 4x4. It was really, really good.
Okay.
So yes, I call it on St. Leonard's boys. And with that, court in session is adjourned.